Of course, the one goal of all of this is you want financial independence, you want time independence, you want geographic independence.
How has this economic hiccup, to kind of describe it lightly, I would say, influenced the trend? Are you seeing that positively affect the model, or is it affecting your business negatively?
Business has stayed the same, if not gotten slightly better since this has hit.
For all of you guys tuning into the channel, thank you so much. From time to time, I like to reconnect with people who have chosen to participate either in our coaching or in some of the programs or services that are provided by some of our sponsors or any of the other collaborators that come onto this channel. And one of the opportunities that we've shared many times has been the Little Pink Houses of America business model. And it's very much franchise-esque, while it's really more labeled an affiliate relationship. It's something that after a lot of vetting has always remained very intriguing to me. If you guys are, if you've had experience with other videos on this channel about Little Pink Houses and for whatever reason either ruled it out or you're already involved and this is irrelevant to you, that's fine. We'll see on the next video. But what I've done is I've asked Bobby and Jenny Witten to join me today on the channel to share their experience. They're coaching members as well with VIP, and they are participating as affiliates with Little Pink. And so I think what I'm most intrigued by now is, how true was the information and the answers that we got from Michael and his team back when we were discussing market fluctuation. And I was being reassured regularly that this is to some extent a recession-proof type of business model and opportunity. So I want to talk about that with you guys here today. Before we jump to that, let's sort of give a chronological timeline here. You guys initially started participating with us. Ironically, I checked the date before we linked up here, and it's, when it was?
Exactly 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Yep.
We're practically at our anniversary here of 2 years. So why don't we just kind of start there? You guys found out about VIP through the channel, right? Through YouTube.
Correct. So yeah, we'd gotten to a point in our careers. We're both IT professionals, mid-level careers. We're making great income. And we just got to the point where we wanted to learn more about investing some of our extra money. We, maxed out 401ks and we still had some extra money. And then we started getting interested in what do we do with that? And we started researching on YouTube, and we wound up finding VIP Financial Education, learned about all the techniques that you teach in your videos. It really changed the way we think about doing banking and, the 3 C's, and it really changed how we think about doing things. And using that, we were able to leverage some of what we had and start gaining debt weapons to give us the capital we needed to start investing in other areas. And one of the first areas we went for was real estate. So we'd had some experience with real estate in the past from houses. We'd become accidental landlords.
I remember you guys had sort of inherited, rentals by your own primaries that subsequently turn into rental properties. So you had a kind of a basic level experience already with real estate coming into our call, if my notes.
Correct. That's very correct. We just hadn't really thought about doing it as a business venture, and it showed in our results, of course. So then we decided to get serious about it. Your videos helped us a lot to get ready for getting into real estate investing in a serious way. He had mentioned this company called Little Pink Houses of America, and that we might be interested in talking with them. Set up a referral with Mike Matthew. Mike had given us a call. We spoke with him for a couple of times. And in January of 18, we went down to their corporate office in Jacksonville to take a preliminary training just so we get
January 19.
January 19.
19.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, January 19. Sorry, I've got my years wrong. January of 19, and then we went down there, took a 3-day training course, mostly just to let us know what they were about how the program worked.
Okay.
We got through with that 3-day training, and at that point we were hooked. We met the folks. We met everybody down at Little Pink. What we appreciated about it was it's much more of a family feel. So once you're there, you kind of feel like you're part of the family. And even now, a little bit over a year into this with them, still feels very much that way. You feel like you're part of the family. You've got somebody to reach out to help out if you need it. It's been a good experience so far.
Really? Okay. So I like to dive into the brass tacks, and I like to ask all the questions. One of the things that I want to preserve about our channel is the kind of consumer advocacy aspect of it. So I'm not here to just funnel leads to these guys. I want to hear what are some of the downsides to this? Who isn't a good fit? Who should steer clear from this? So let's kind of dive into that angle. Why don't we start with this? You guys, so a little over a year, you got engaged with the program. How much did you make last year? Let's just get right to it.
Last year we made About almost 40,000, about
Okay.
$40,000.
And how did that compare to your efforts and your expectations based on those efforts? Was that a good return on your investment for the time you put in? Is that growing? Tell us a little bit about the trend.
Yeah, we knew based on what they told us it was going to be work, and it definitely was and is. People need to keep that in mind before they commit. If they're not prepared to put in the level of effort that's required, you're not going to see the returns.
How much work are you putting in, Jenny?
We estimated we're doing somewhere between 10 and 30 hours a week.
Okay.
And so that's where we saw on our returns, and you need to consistently put that in every week. And so that's where we saw in our returns, we were consistently making about the same or slightly more than we make in our W-2 jobs for the level of effort putting in. And so that was definitely very satisfying to see that, you know, if we put in that level of effort continuously, we can make about the same amount.
At least, right? At a minimum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then is that goal to scale out then? And you guys at some point want to try and automate some of this and create systems and have a team, or what is the longer term goal with it?
Exactly. In the next year, we want to have more of a team and offload that work to others, even if that means a slight hit in profit to us. But we're looking to scale a little bit,
but you get your time back, right? And then
get the time back.
Reinvest that elsewhere.
You know, of course, the one goal of all of this is you want financial independence, you want time independence, you want geographic independence. The way we're doing it right now, we're working in the business. So we're not working a business, we're working in the business right now. So right now, it's been a job. It's been just another job.
You created a job.
We created a job for ourselves, right? And we've known from the very beginning we wanted to get away from that, but we wanted to prove the concept to ourselves first. And that was, for us, was to get back our initial investment. So we bought the master plan, the full-blown master plan up front. We decided we would work the business until we could recoup that expense. And we're very close to recouping that now in about a year's time frame. So
that's good.
We've already started looking forward about hiring out a lot of this work. We did hire one person who also works a full-time W-2 job, so his time is limited as well, but we're going to scale that up eventually.
But he's not dependent on you for his, food.
Correct.
Which is great.
That's
too.
correct. It's his side hustle, like it's our side hustle at this point.
Well, let's reinvent the term. I'm over that term, side hustle, at this point.
Okay.
We're going to
let's call it something else.
It's going to be the empire, right?
Because
side hustle to me is it almost minimizes.
It does.
Really,
it does.
The side hustle's the day job. We're
right.
building the empire.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we do pour a lot of our free time. So this isn't for people who want to spend their weekends watching Netflix and don't want to, come home after an 8, 9, 10-hour day job and not work several hours a night to catch up on phone calls, to catch up on marketing. It absorbs your free time.
Right.
And if you're not willing to make the sacrifice of it absorbing your free time, at least until we could scale up and get some of our time back.
I think it's important to set realistic expectations for entrepreneurship in general. And that reaction is interchangeable with every business and every empire that you would want to build. If you have a goal of building a life of entrepreneurship, then you better have those expectations. You're giving up your weekends. And the good news is you find something that you're excited about, and you wake up wanting to put in the effort, and you lose sleep because, you can't stop thinking about it. That's the goal, is to find something that, that you're that jazzed about.
Sure.
So I'm glad that you're really hitting that home, because that's really important.
And Mike and everybody at Little Pink, they're very upfront from day one. They were very clear that it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's, you got to put in work, and you get results based on what work you put in.
Yeah.
That was true then, and it's true this entire time.
Yeah.
If we go away on a vacation for a week, you can see that the things slow down. So you can see that it's got a direct correlation with you. If you can grind out the 10 to 30 hours a week, you're going to get consistent results. If you slack off for a couple of weeks, you see it. I mean, you get out what you put in. Exactly.
So really, just to kind of wrap up, two things I'm curious about. Number one, how has this economic hiccup, to kind of describe it lightly, I would say, influenced the trend? Are you seeing that positively affect the model, or is it affecting your business negatively?
Sure. So our call volume has stayed the same, if not increased. We've got just as many seller contracts as we're getting before this hit. We actually made more buyer contracts. Now, some of those have fallen through because folks have lost their job at the last minute, but business has stayed the same, if not gotten slightly better since this has hit. You know, as it turns out, since everybody's home, it's a lot easier to get people on the phone in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
To talk with them about how this might benefit them. Just before we got on this call, Jenny had signed up another seller. So we've got another house under contract. And that was just before we got on the call here. And we're able to do that from our home office sitting here at home.
Okay.
The things that we're adapting to is doing, how do you do virtual showings and things like that and do video walkthroughs? That's one thing that we're having to kind of adjust a little bit because people are a little bit nervous about coming out and doing a house showing. But again, the corporate folks down at Little Pink, they've come up with several ideas about how to, do video showings of houses. And the one thing that I've appreciated about them is they're very adaptable to situations. So as things change, they're constantly changing course directions to kind of accommodate the changes. And I think the model works. And I think Mike was the first one who told me that. He says the Pink model works good when times are good, but it works even better when times are bad. And I'm a true believer of that now. And I didn't, I believed it up front, but now I'm a real believer of it because we took this
optimistically skeptical initially, right?
I was optimistically skeptical, but then, and we've been that way the entire time. We've been optimistically skeptical from day one, but everything that they told us has panned out exactly the way they said. So they've been very honest and very upfront about everything. We appreciate that. They're very concerned about all the affiliates and all their customers and all their clients. We have been reaching out to everyone that we've been doing business with just to check in to see how the virus is affecting them and just to let them know that we're here. And a lot of that was, kind of directed and prompted from the folks down at Little Pink to say, hey, all you affiliates, we're going to reach out to everyone, all of our customers and clients from all of our affiliates, and just let everybody know that we're in this all together and we'll figure a path forward through it all.
I love that. So last question, as far as endorsing Pink, endorsing VIP, what is your honest, word of advice to people that are looking for support or looking for a business opportunity? How do each of those stand out to you?
So, well, it's been nothing but positive and favorable, both from VIP Financial. VIP Financial has done nothing except enhance what we were already doing and put us in a different direction that we wouldn't have been on otherwise. And it's also left, given us all kinds of different contacts with different folks, turning in Little Pink Houses of America and others. Just being plugged into a network of folks and opportunities has been invaluable. And then the coaching sessions, of course, that's kind of gravy on top of all that, because then you have somebody, Jesse's been great to, give us key pointers from time to time when we need it about when's a good time to apply for the next debt weapon, or which debt weapon is the next best thing, or we're thinking about buying another property, what strategy should we think about to get there? So that's been critical from VIP Financial. Right. When we switched over to what we've been experiencing with Little Pink Houses, exact same kind of thing. Now we're plugged into some folks who've been doing creative financing for real estate for, I think, a total of 135 years worth of experience amongst everyone.
Even if you ignore the income and increase in cash flow that both have given us, just the education that we've gained from both of them are invaluable.
Thank you. Well, I'm so happy. Are you guys still staying tuned in on the channel? Is that something you do?
We should do. We sure do.
Yeah. We actually talked about, we need to schedule a coaching call with Jesse, just given current circumstances and kind of planning for the next few months, what we might want to do or not.
Yeah, definitely stay consistent.
Now, one shortcoming, and it is our shortcoming, is that we don't utilize our coaches as well as we should, and that's on us. We
common,
both with you and VIP Financial and even with Little Pink, they're always telling us, you should be using us much more than you are, and that's all on us. But the availability is there, and it's always been there, and it's always been incredible.
Has punctuality always been on point? So is the dependability, the professionalism? You can shoot. Listen, just because I'm going to turn away after this call and start firing everybody,
sure.
Be honest about it. But I always like to know how we can improve and bring the highest level of excellence possible.
I think at this point, particularly with VIP, it's been nothing but positive. Jesse's fantastic. He's very professional. He's very on point. He's been great. again, we don't utilize him enough. We should be utilizing him much more than we are. That's on us. But he's been fantastic and great. Your videos have always been, very educational, very useful. I have nothing except fantastic things to say. I mean, if we actually went back and looked at like one of our first cash flow crunchers compared to our most recent cash flow cruncher.
That's a fun exercise. I like doing that.
It was eye-opening. We have probably tripled, almost quadrupled our monthly cash flow.
Wow.
From the first cash flow cruncher to our most recent cash flow cruncher.
It's amazing.
And some of that has been, just getting the right debt weapons and then things we're able to invest with those debt weapons. And of course, Little Pink is one of those things that we invested in that has increased our cash flow just from what we've done so far.
I'm so proud of you guys. I love these catch-up meetings. They're awesome.
Sure.
I am going to let you guys get back to your day.
Okay.
You stay healthy. Obviously, health first, wealth next, right? And then take care of everybody you love. Hopefully we can check in with you again here in the future, and we'll kind of keep tracking your progress if you're open to it. But
absolutely,
it's always fun to be able to finally put a face with the names. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Matthew. Thank you for everything. Thanks to BIP Financial. Thanks to Little Pink Houses America. Everybody be safe out there.
You guys too.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.